Welcome, story lovers, to a tale woven from the very threads of time itself. Imagine a kingdom named Cronoria, a realm where every sunrise, every heartbeat, and every falling leaf moved in perfect harmony. This magnificent rhythm was governed by the celestial clock, a grand, ethereal timepiece that pulsed with the lifeblood of the universe. Its hands, crafted from starlight, swept across a dial of polished moonstone, dictating the flow of moments for everyone in the kingdom. At the heart of this kingdom lived Princess Aurelia. Unlike others, Aurelia didn't just live in time. She felt it. She could sense the gentle hum of a passing second and the deep sigh of a day ending. Her connection to time was as natural as breathing. One morning, Aurelia awoke with a jolt. A strange, jarring sensation rippled through the air, like a beautiful song suddenly hitting a sour note. She rushed to her balcony, which overlooked the grand spire housing the celestial clock. The air, usually so calm and ordered, was shimmering with a chaotic energy. Looking down at the capital city, she saw bizarre scenes unfolding. A baker, tossing flour into the air, watched it hang suspended for an impossibly long time. A group of children playing tag were stuck in a repeating loop of laughter and movement, their game never progressing. Birds flew backward in the sky, and flowers bloomed and wilted in the blink of an eye. The entire kingdom was descending into temporal chaos. Aurelia knew, with a certainty that chilled her to the bone, that something was terribly wrong with the celestial clock. Without a moment's hesitation, Princess Aurelia raced to the clock tower. The journey itself was a disorienting nightmare. Stairs would stretch into infinity one moment and shrink to a single step the next. Corridors looped back on themselves and doorways led to places she had just left. Pushing through the temporal madness, she finally reached the clock's inner chamber. The sight that greeted her stole her breath. The heart of the clock, a brilliant, pulsating gem known as the time crystal, was shattered. Its radiant light was gone, replaced by a dim, flickering glow, and its once smooth surface was now a web of dark fractures. The source of Cronoria's stability, the very anchor of its existence, was broken. The temporal chaos wasn't just a malfunction, it was a catastrophe. As Aurelia gently touched the fractured crystal, a vision flooded her mind. She saw the crystal exploding not from an attack but from an immense pressure from within. She saw 3 large fragments flying off into the distant lands of Cronoria, each one trailing a ribbon of distorted time. The vision also whispered a truth to her. The only way to restore balance was to find these lost fragments and reunite them. The kingdom's fate now rested squarely on her shoulders. She knew the journey would be perilous, taking her into lands warped and twisted by the crystal's broken magic. But for her people, for her home, she had no other choice. She had to venture into the chaos to bring back order. Her first destination was the Whispering Woods, a place once known for its serene beauty. The moment she stepped under its canopy, she felt an overwhelming sluggishness. Here, the first fragment had slowed time to a near standstill. Waterfalls hung in the air like curtains of glass, and hummingbirds were frozen mid-flight, their wings a blurry statue. Every step for Aurelia felt like wading through thick honey. She had to move with incredible patience, learning to anticipate the delayed reactions of the world around her. A falling branch would take minutes to reach the ground, giving her ample time to step aside. To find the fragment, she had to sync herself with this new molasses-like rhythm, thinking and acting in slow motion. After what felt like an eternity, she found the fragment nestled in the heart of an ancient petrified tree, its slow pulse a deep, resonant hum. Securing it was a test of pure endurance. With one fragment in her possession, Aurelia's journey then led her to the Echoing Peaks, a treacherous mountain range where the second fragment had created a completely different kind of temporal anomaly. Here, time was trapped in a relentless loop. She would start a climb, only to find herself back at the base of the mountain a few minutes later, with the same rocks crumbling under her feet, the same gust of wind blowing past her. The mountain was a prison of repetition. Many would have given up, driven mad by the endless cycle. But Aurelia, with her deep sensitivity to time, began to notice the subtle differences in each loop. A tiny crack in a rock that wasn't there before, a slight change in the wind's direction. She realized the loop wasn't perfect. By observing these tiny imperfections, she could make small, incremental progress with each cycle. It was a painstaking process of trial and error, a mental puzzle as much as a physical one. Finally, on what must have been the 100th loop, she found the path that broke the cycle. leading her to a hidden cave where the second fragment pulsed, echoing the same moment over and over. Carrying the two reclaimed fragments, she felt their power pulling her back towards the celestial clock tower. The temporal distortions in the kingdom had lessened, but the heart of the problem remained. As she re-entered the clock chamber, she found it was no longer empty. A swirling vortex of shadow and regret coalesced before the shattered time crystal. It was a creature born of wasted moments, of procrastination, and of time squandered. This was the Chronos Vortex, the entity whose despair and emptiness had resonated with the crystal and caused it to shatter. It wasn't a monster of malice, but one of profound sadness. Its form was indistinct, a churning mass of what-ifs and if-onlys. It lashed out, not with claws or teeth, but with waves of apathy and despair that threatened to drain all of Aurelia's resolve. The princess felt the immense pull of the vortex's sorrow. Her first instinct was to fight, to use the power of the fragments she held to banish this creature of shadow. But as she looked at it, she didn't see an enemy, she saw pain. She saw a being lost in the agony of time that could never be reclaimed. Drawing on her innate understanding of time's true nature, she realized that fighting it would only create more conflict, more wasted moments. Instead of raising a weapon, she raised her voice. She began to speak to the vortex, not with commands or threats, but with compassion and wisdom. She spoke of how every moment, even a wasted one, holds a lesson. She spoke of the beauty of a new sunrise, a fresh start, a chance to begin again. She didn't condemn its past, she offered it a future. Aurelia held out the two fragments. Their light wasn't a weapon, but an offering. The Chronos Vortex, which had only ever known the emptiness of lost time, hesitated. It felt the warmth of her words, the genuine promise of purpose. Slowly, cautiously, it reached out a tendril of shadow and touched the fragments. As it did, its chaotic form began to calm. The swirling despair began to coalesce into something solid, something noble. Aurelia guided the vortex to the shattered time crystal. Together, they placed the two fragments back into the core. As the three pieces, the two she brought and the fractured base reunited, a brilliant, pure light erupted, healing the cracks and making the crystal whole once more. The vortex, now bathed in this healing light, was transformed. Its shadowy form solidified into that of a majestic, silent guardian, its being now tied to the preservation of time, not its waste. With the time crystal restored, the celestial clock began to tick once more. A wave of pure, orderly time washed over Croneria, setting everything right. The baker's flour fell naturally, the children's game of tag continued, and the birds flew forward into a clear blue sky. The kingdom was saved. Aurelia returned not just as a princess who had completed a heroic quest, but as a wise leader who had learned the deepest secrets of time. The creature she had healed, now named Kairos, became the silent and eternal guardian of the celestial clock, a constant reminder of the past's lessons. From that day forward, Princess Aurelia taught her people not just to follow time, but to cherish it. She taught them that every second is a gift, that the past is for learning, and that the future is a promise we make with every present moment we live to the fullest. And so the kingdom of Croneria didn't just return to normal. It became a place where time was truly treasured. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey through time. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to subscribe, and ring that bell for more tales from magical realms. Let me know in the comments what you think is the most valuable way to spend time. Until next time, make every moment count.